I don't think so. She said she'd come on, so I don't think she is. All right, we are live. Welcome to Bacon Bits. I don't have an episode number. I've misnumbered these so many times.
We've been going for a while, though.
Yeah, I don't even know. Why does this say starting soon? This stream should be live. Is it not live?
No,
yeah, here we go. We're on.
Okay.
It took a second. So we are going to have Daddy Warpig. He's I don't know if he's having car trouble or what, but he says he's stuck out somewhere on the highway or the boonies, as he called it. I don't know where he is, but he will be here. Good chance we'll pop in from Ralph. He says he said maybe we just heard from the Ralph retort, so I think we'll probably get him in. Definitely.
All right.
Christian is going to be on. Music video a day is going to be on. So he's going to talk about VR.
Yeah, where is that guy?
I just sent him an email. I guess my DMs aren't open or something, and he couldn't DM me. I don't know. I've never had an issue DMing anyone before, so
yeah.
It was a first for me. I DM you and Warpig and Ralph all the time. I've never had an issue, but I don't know. Anyway, this week coming up, we're going to talk virtual reality with Christian. We're going to talk Nero losing his check mark and how it resulted in me being dogpiled by a bunch of zany liberals on Friday night.
Did you really get dogpiled?
Yeah, they were all over me, man. They were. It was.
You should have called for help. I would have jumped in.
You know what? They weren't even worth it. They were just so bad at trolling that they were. It was barely worth the time. I did something I rarely do. I blocked a lot of them, but. Man. So I'm in a text argument. This isn't really even Bacon Bits related, Professor, but I'm in a text argument with this guy. Right, he's a friend of mine, and I'll tell you how it devolved into an argument about socialism because he's a feel the burn guy. He's a big liberal. So he sends me a text and he says he wants me to show up to this fundraiser that he has for the YMCA. He's on the board there. The guy's a big fun. He's always raising funds for something, right?
Oh, okay.
Good guy. I mean, really nice guy.
Yeah, it sounds like a good guy.
So I said, look, I'm not really into it. I just had to cancel my Y membership because they won't stop jacking up the price. It's barely affordable anymore, right? So he says, well, that's because they do all these things for seniors and people who can't afford to go to the gym, and so that's what these funds go to. And I'm like, well, that's great, but I don't, I just wanted a gym membership. I didn't want to subsidize the general public who wants to go to a gym. There's plenty of affordable options out there, right? They're $10. Some of these gyms are $10. They don't have to go to the Y. So I don't know why, if you want to ask someone for money, that's one thing, but then you decide to subsidize the whole populace who can't afford to otherwise go, and what happens? The rest of us can't afford it, so we drop out. So I said, this is why I don't. This is. So I egg him on, right? And I'm like, look, this is why I'm not voting for Sanders. What you guys are doing there is basically socialism, right?
I know. Someone has to pay for this. Come on, guys.
That's right. So what the Y is doing is basically a microcosm of socialism in general. They're trying to subsidize everyone else by charging the people who can afford it more and more and more, and so more of us are dropping out. I know lots of people who've dropped out because they keep jacking the prices, and I said this is basically socialism, but in this case we get a chance to opt out of the system, right? We just don't want to pay it, so we drop out. But that's not going to be the case when you elect your guy. And so so my phone's just dinging off the hook here. He's not going to stop. He's going to go.
No, that is a good one. That's a good example. You can't drop out.
I like those feel the burn guys. They get wound up so easy. So.
That's true.
So looks like we got Christian here. Is that you, Christian?
Yes, it is.
How are you tonight?
I'm pretty good, actually. Just got back from work and just chilling, so this is perfect.
Sounds great.
First of all, let me thank you for the, I don't know if everyone saw it, but Bacon Bits has a new logo here, so.
Yeah, I like it.
I do. I like it a lot. I have zero design skills, and so Christian put it together for me, and it's on the YouTube. I think it's on the cover page now. It's on my Twitter account, and we actually have a website coming soon, so that's all thanks to this guy. He's fantastic. He's done a lot of work for me as a favor, basically.
This way you can sell T-shirts and mugs, and you don't have to do e-begging.
Right. I probably can sell some T-shirts, Bacon Big T-shirts. I might just have to do that. What I used to do.
Digital pig.
It is a very digital. Well, that's why I like the where it says Bacon Bits, I like it because on the left it's bacon, but on the right where it says bits, it's like 8-bit, like a throwback. I think he did a nice job.
I really
did a great
it.
job. Yeah, and so I put it on the newsletter too. For those of you who have read the newsletter yet, it's out. Professor has a great article about his slow conversion to PC Master Race. The rest of us are sad to be seeing this happen, but the article's there. And there's another one coming. He's got a follow-up coming. And we did gain a couple of subscribers, but so look, if you haven't read it yet, the sign-up is on my profile. Or if you want to email me and tell me I suck or ask me what the sign-up link is, it's baconbits6000@gmail.com. Okay, so before we get to Christian, I just want to talk a little bit about Nero and what happened Friday night. So Friday, Nero tweets that he has lost his, and I'm not going to drag this on for 20 minutes because I think everything that could be said about this probably has been already. But I mean, it's been, Christ, major news outlets covered this thing, so it's pretty thoroughly discussed. But most of you know, probably all of you know, that Nero was unverified by Twitter on Friday night. So he posted a link to the image that he got, the email that he got, to see he was unverified, and from there things just kind of jumped off. He started a trend. Nero's the phrase. I don't even know how to say it. How do you say that?
Je suis Milo.
What is it?
Je suis Milo.
Je suis. All right. I was gonna. It's a good thing I didn't try to pronounce that out.
I thought it was Jesus is Milo.
I don't know what.
That's racist.
So all right. So that trend's number one for the longest time in a couple of different countries, and then even when it wasn't number one, it only dropped down to 4 or 5, and I want to think that trended for, I don't know, like 8 hours, I think, something ridiculous like that. So,
yeah,
they didn't give him a reason, and there's been a few news outlets that have asked for a reason, and they haven't gotten a reason, and of course, they're SJWs, so they're cowardly and they work behind the scenes. They adopt terrorist tactics like that because. The same reason terrorists do, because they're up against an overwhelming force they can't beat fairly. So that this is the kind of nonsense that they resort to, and the fact that Milo shot to number one and stayed there for a while is just more proof that these guys cannot win in the free market. They know it. That's why they're up to this kind of stuff, and that's why they try to censor people. We've been saying it for years. Professor and I have been saying this for 2 years now, and it's every single time. It's just more proof. There's just more evidence between the Play Asia thing. Nero skyrocketing to number one. There's just enough evidence to say thoroughly that they cannot win in the free market. They're fringe, whiny, and outnumbered, and they know that. So that's why these things happen. So anyway, I jump on the tag, right, Professor? You're gonna love this, right? So I'm all over the tag because I was pretty wound up, and I had friends text me and say, "Wow, you're pretty pissed off on Twitter today." So, I was mad about it. I shouldn't be surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm going to be more upset because I think this was like Warpig said, I think this is the first shot they fired and probably trying to just permaban Nero altogether. I wouldn't shock me.
But did you see what happened? Did you see the engineer that they found that pretty much reported Nero?
Right. There's a guy. Here's the thing. So Twitter has a policy. They won't comment on individual accounts. However, which is ridiculous because they won't even tell Nero what he did. So if the true intent of a terms of service is to correct behavior that you don't want on your website, then you have to at least tell people what they did wrong. Otherwise, there's no chance that they can correct that behavior. So we know right away that that's crap. If they shouldn't. It's like getting pulled over by a cop and he gives you a ticket and the ticket's just blank and you say, "What I do wrong?" and he said, "Figure it out," and he walks away. And so how are you supposed to not do it again? It's absurd. It's not. If the terms of service are there to correct abhorrent behavior, then they have to tell you specifically what you did wrong. Otherwise, it makes no sense.
And like the case with Adam Baldwin, they told him the tweet that was offensive.
Exactly.
One where he said gamers were more joyous and attractive than.
Right. Professor, that might be why they won't do it, because that tweet was so inoffensive. I tweeted the link like 3 times, Nora. Tweet the link out, dum-dum.
Hey, where's Nora?
Yeah, jump in here, Nora. I tweeted you the join link. So anyway, there's.
I want to hear from Nora about.
I do too. Get in here, Nora. So there's this engineer who's bragging about, he's a Twitter engineer. Someone tweets something to him about something Nero says, and then, I don't care if you're at Mom's. Doesn't Mom have a computer? Get in here. So the guy says, okay, I'm reporting him now, which is in effect, I think, a violation of their own. Apparently their corporate rules are we don't comment on individual accounts, but they have an employee who was clearly commenting on individual accounts and clearly taking recommendations from other people that he reports these accounts. I don't know how much pull this guy has in the company, but it's unsavory appearing at the very least.
Have you read his bio on Twitter?
Isn't he like an engineer at one of the big engineers at Twitter?
It is, but he also say every retweet and favorite is an endorsement by Twitter.
Yes, I did read that. That's right.
Wow.
That's right. So here's this guy. I'm on the computer. I'll be smacked on the head if I'm talking at 1:12 a.m. Jesus Christ.
No, come on, Nora.
So anyway, I'm all over the tag, right? And then all of a sudden, these liberals jump in, and there was a guy there's a big liberal guy trolling the tag, and I say that because I'm not the outrage crowd, the PC crowd, the anti-Gamergates. I know we're not supposed to say it because everyone says it's some kind of bipartisan movement, but it isn't. It's those guys are leftists. That's just the way it is. I'm not going to pretend that they're not because they are. So this liberal guy, he's got about 10,000 followers. He jumps in and he starts hassling me, and it's funny. It's funny to me because, Professor, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but it's always the same. When a leftist outrage culture guy jumps on me, it always follows a similar pattern. If he has a fair amount of followers, the first wave in to dogpile are the atheists, right? They always follow in, and they're the guys that, because they don't believe in God, they are the smartest guys in the room, all of them, right? These guys, they think they're so smart, and they're very aggressive, and I think they tweet with like a thesaurus in one hand because they're just so desperate to prove how smart they are. And then when you understand the words that they're saying, you're not baffled by their vocabulary, they take off, they skitter because...
But these guys are not really atheists, they're really, like, when I grew up, I'm going to play the old guy card here, but when I grew up, an atheist was like a spiritual journey where at the end of it, to the question, does God exist, to answer is no. But now it's people who don't believe, they're not believing is God, it's like a belief.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've been
and
saying that for a couple of years too. Atheism is a religion.
For the one I would call the neo-atheist, absolutely. And it's all the same people who are not just in atheism, but also in atheism plus.
Yes, right. That's right. Oh, look, I didn't know Kate. Okay, Kate's in here too. Okay, so after the atheists skitter away because they clearly know they're not the smartest guys in the room. The next wave in, this is always the same. It's always the same predictable pattern. The next wave after that, the leftist parade comes. The LBT, ABC, the alphabet activists. They come in, and it's always a very similar thing. They don't have much to offer, so they swear. They drop the C word. There's some guy to dress, and then there's somebody who wants to talk about genders, and so but they usually don't stick around because they don't have much. They just don't seem to add much to the conversation. They come in, they're like carpet bomb. They come in, and then boom, they're out. Yeah. And then the third wave moves in, and the third wave is always, every single time, the American hating wave. That wave comes in. They're the anti-capitalist. They're the one guy has as his profile, I don't believe in borders, nation states, or capitalism. That's the third wave that always comes in. Now they want to argue. Those guys are probably the most thorough of the bunch because what they do is they go back through my Twitter feed and they'll find stuff to pick. It's off-topic stuff, but they'll go back and find something political I said, and then they want to argue about that.
Yeah,
but
that's
always
kind of
those three waves.
They do that though. They go back, find something you said in the past, and then they all mock it. They all jump on and mock it.
So the one guy's added me to lists, right? Because he thinks this is his idea of high comedy. He adds me to a list, idiots, and then adds me to a list, always wrong politically, and then adds me to a list, right-wing nut jobs. And I'm laughing and I'm thinking these guys are morons, man. But there were dozens of them, and so I started hitting I tried to engage with them, and I said, look, if you guys want to troll me, at least be funny or have something to add to the conversation. But you got, it was just awful.
At least be funny.
Yeah,
Those
at least
are
be
people
funny.
that don't have a sense of humor. How do you
Well,
want
they
them to be
don't.
funny?
That's right. That's an excellent point. I was expecting too much of them, so I did something I rarely do, and I started blocking them because they were just. I mean, there's some guy that looks like he just stepped out of what was that movie with the famous transvestite there? Meatloaf was in it. It was a Rocky Horror Picture Show. The guy, there's a guy looks just exactly like that, and he won't stop. He just keeps calling me the C word over and over again. Just keeps saying it. Keeps And I'm like, look, you're just repeating yourself. So anyway, I started blocking him. I never do that too. I hate blocking people, but
What's the C word?
Cute?
Capitalist?
well, yeah, I was called that a couple of times. So that was my not my first experience being dogpiled, but I think it was probably the most it's ever happened to me. I would say at the peak of it, there was 20 or 30 tweets coming in, and I could barely block them fast enough. These guys, and I hate blocking people, so don't get the idea that I do it all the time. I don't like doing it, but they were dumb. I don't even know who this guy was with the 10,000 followers, but he was one of those guys that like to throw that in your face all the time. I have 10,000 followers, like that's some big achievement. So
Yeah, I can have 10,000 followers for $5.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
So that was my experience with that, and so I was sticking up for Milo all night long, and I was on a tirade, and I should have known it was going to happen. As soon as I saw Milo trending, I knew the leftists were going to troll the tag, and so I should have seen it coming, but it was amusing for a while anyway. Have you ever had that happen, Professor? You've been dogpiled?
Yeah,
He
a couple
has.
of times. But they always threaten to like contact my university and get me fired, and wonder if students feel safe around me and that kind of thing.
So again, SJW is adopting basically terrorist tactics because they know they can't win any other way.
But
Yeah,
they are cultural terrorists.
They are cultural terrorists. That's absolutely right.
Indeed.
Kate, you weren't on when I thanked Christian. I just wanted you. I don't know if you saw the logo and all that stuff, but
Oh yeah, it looks awesome.
yeah, man, he's killer, and he's gonna. So I'm gonna get a domain soon so we can get his website up because he put work into that, so we got to get that
Yeah, we
going.
gotta do that.
Yeah, Kate and I'll do that this week, and we'll send you the info. So anyway, watch out for the Bacon Bits website. I haven't picked the URL. Somebody's squatting on the BaconBits.com. It's not pointing anywhere. I looked it up I looked it up on Whois, and it's some company in Tampa or something that they're just squatting the domain. Kills me too because I figured somebody'd be using Bacon Bits.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah. So Professor, after that, about 2 days after the Nero thing, the resist capitalism tag started trending. So let me have your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I have no idea why that hashtag is trending. And I don't mind that people are complaining about capitalism and using that tag. What I'm worried about, or what I'm concerned about, and this goes back to Twitter doing devious things, and that is when I hit # on Twitter, it auto-completes to resist capitalism for me. And
Yes.
once again, this is an example of Twitter politicizing the service. They're left. If they're going to be left-leaning, they should be upfront about that. We're a left-leaning social media service, like the Huffington Post, like the Daily Cause.
Precisely. That's right.
Yeah, but being secretive about it and just not telling anyone and automatically making # complete to resist capitalism, that's pretty shady. There are some ethical problems there. So
well, not only that, Professor, but at some point Friday night, the Milo tag stopped auto-completing, and so did Wake Up America stopped auto-completing.
Yeah, and they're trying to be sneaky about it. Have you heard of this shadow blocking where
Yes.
it's kind of like shadow blocking, but it's with hashtags where in shadow blocking you think you're not blocked, you can see your posts, but no one else can. And with these hashtags, for some people, Wake Up America completes, but for a lot of people it doesn't. So they're making it so you're not quite sure if it's really broken or if it's just you or it's something going on your computer. I think they're doing that on purpose.
They've done way worse than that. I remember it was November 14, 15, like the day after the Paris attacks. There was a tag used by Parisians to try to find their loved one because it was a mess, and they censored that one, so it was not auto-completing. But yet the fuck Paris hashtag and all the hashtag in Arabic celebrating it, they were auto-completing no problem.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. See, and they're playing those games, and people are calling them on it. They're laughing about it. They're not doing anything about it. But are they laughing now that their stock price is tanking?
Right.
Well, you know what, Professor? That's a great point, and Kate knows this too. But here's the thing. If you want to be a left-leaning organization, like Twitter, this is the reason why if I was a Twitter shareholder with a significant stake in Twitter, I'd piss my pants right now. If your business model is to cater specifically to leftists and outrage culture and the PC crowd, then you are heading for bankruptcy fast.
Right.
There's even more than that. There's the one of the main sheikh of Saudi Arabia, through one of the government's investment fund, they've got a $5 5% stake in Twitter, and since that happened in October, tweet critical of Saudi Arabia or Islam in general are being shadow banned, and they're being not auto-completing, and people are getting suspended in that.
That's
yeah,
right.
I heard about that.
That's right. Well, all you have to do, Professor, is look around real quick here. MSNBC, for example, is the lowest-rated cable news network out there, and there is no more left-leaning SJW outrage culture network than that. They're dead last. CNN isn't far behind. Fox News is the clear number one. For many years, several prominent and liberals with deep pockets tried to launch Air America, and it failed multiple times. And I don't even know I don't even know if it's still broadcast anymore. But if you really wanted to, you could come up with a dozen examples where trying to cater to SJWs results in either bankruptcy or it has a bad impact on your business. If that's your business model, you're probably going to fail, and that's happens so often. I would actually just say it's a truism, right? It's an economic truism, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think so, and maybe that's what's happening with the stock market. Investors are saying, wait a minute, this is left-leaning. I don't know if I want to put my money in this long term. So yeah, we'll see how long Twitter continues to tank in the stock market. I bet it'll go on for a week.
Well, since who are most likely to be your investors anyway? They aren't going to be left-leaning guys.
Yeah.
So if resist capitalism is the tag that you want to autocomplete, and you're on the NASDAQ, I'm not sure that's such a great idea.
Yeah, no, I know, and I think what investors do is they look at cable news as an example, as you pointed out, and they see that MSNBC of all the cable news stations is the lowest ranked. So they go, okay, if you're going to be a left-leaning social media organization, maybe I'm not going to invest money in you.
Well, who would have thought that having a raving lunatic wear tampon earrings on the air wasn't a ratings, wasn't going to be a ratings match?
Yeah.
All right, so anyway, that was my rant on that. I was going to review a different game this week, Professor, but I got to be honest, I can't stop playing Metal Gear. I have a crazy amount of hours in that game.
Wait, you were the one that said it wasn't good.
No, I didn't say it wasn't good.
Yes, you did.
I said it was basically Far Cry. I don't remember how many big.
First you said Fallout, and then you corrected to Far Cry, which makes a lot more sense.
Thanks. Everyone likes being corrected.
Yes, you're welcome.
What are you using for headphones in there? Because you sound like you're a robot.
Maybe I am.
Which I've long suspected.
Married a replicant.
Thanks, Nora. I'm glad you love the logo. So I mean, right before we came on the show, Professor, I spent like an hour firing my artificial arm at like zebras and donkeys, knocking them out. I mean, it's a time suck, that game. I cannot stop. I went and I looked at your operating base, and I became a supporter of you and Ruckus, and then I went and invaded all the people who had invaded you on the retaliation missions, made them pay for messing with you and Ruckus. I gotta have 100 hours into that game. I have to.
Yeah, no, it's a fun game, isn't it?
It is, and you know what? I just got to the end of Chapter 1, and I thought that was the end of the game. And then now there's like 4 or 5 more missions. You know, that Snuffleupagus thing that you fight there, that big thing.
Yeah, it's practically the end of the game. Now you have like 1 or 2 new missions, but the rest are kind of repeats of old missions, only harder.
Okay, so I'm just about done with that, huh? Because I got Call of Duty, I got the new Black Ops sitting here, and I'm thinking about. I don't even know if I'll bother reviewing it because I'm so far. It's so old now. But have you played anything new recently?
No, I'm too busy preparing for classes next semester, so haven't played too much of anything except Fallout 4.
Ooh, I gotta see a couple people must like what we're saying. I just got 2 or 3 new subscribers. It looks like.
All right. Hey, but you know, since we have Christian on and he is Canadian, I'd like to hear him say "out and about."
I'm also French, so it's going to be a little bit, you know, not very Canadian. What? Out and about?
Oh, that wasn't bad.
You know what? You're thinking Minnesota, aren't you? Like where they say a boot.
Yeah, I want to hear a boot. Oot and a boot.
Professor Nora wants to know if you're answering emails right now.
Oh, that's low, Nora. Very low.
I'll have you know I checked your chili peppers and you still don't have any heat. You still have no chili peppers on that rate.
Sorry.
Wait, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
What? Sorry?
Yeah,
sorry,
that sounded
guys.
okay.
Nora, you're not one to. I wouldn't be asking them that. You're not one to talk. You keep spelling mom M-U-M on here, and you got the crazy accent.
Yeah, she has a funny accent.
So what's going to happen with the Metal Gear franchise anyway? Now with that major split there between Konami and what's his name there?
Lots of pachinko machines.
Is there going to be another one? Does anyone know?
There's going to be a lot of mobile version for sure, because Konami is going towards mobile and pachinko machines, but I think they're completely getting out of the console market except for Pro Evolution Soccer.
That's a tragedy, man. That's just too bad.
Is that right?
That's what they were saying.
Wow.
I heard that too.
Yeah, I heard they were going to focus on mobile now. Maybe somebody will buy the rights to it though and follow. What's that guy's name? Why am I not being? I can't think of his name.
Kojima?
Yes, thank you. Jeez, I don't know why it just blocked.
Really?
I knew it.
You've played 100 hours of Metal Gear. You've seen his name every 10 minutes on screen, and you don't remember it?
I don't know what happened there. I had it. I knew
He
it was
has a
good.
really bad memory.
Quiet down. Get a new microphone. You sound terrible.
I don't have another microphone. Oh wait, maybe I do.
Wait, I think I got one. Here, I'll throw you one.
Alright.
Here, use these.
Okay. I hate these ones.
Too bad. All right, so we got Christian on. We thought we were going to have to talk about VR, so I think we should do that, Professor. And you're the technical guy, so you're going to have probably better questions than I am. My questions will be about pricing and... No, Nora, we're not in the same room because we don't have a fancy microphone like Ralph. We're both on, like, headphones, and so we tried it once. We were both, like, basically in the same room, and you heard us all twice. It was just like a big echo, and it doesn't work out. So, okay, Christian, go ahead and tell us about VR. You have a development kit?
I've got a dev kit 1 for Oculus. I've got a dev kit 2. I've got the 2 different Samsung Gear VR, and I've got a size VR 1.
Okay, so tell us a little bit of about your experience with those. Do you have a favorite already?
It really depends. It's kind of what I'm doing. I've got a couple of companies where we're producing content for VR, mostly video. So it's not so much as far as gaming.
Marketing content?
No. There's one that's really about architecture and geared toward that industry, and the other one's more consumer-driven, and it's more bringing people to the most beautiful places in the world and being surrounded by them from like the comfort of your home. So really, video and video game, it's 2 completely different aspects of VR.
That's pretty interesting, the architecture application. I hadn't thought about that.
Like for us, for video stuff, the Samsung Gear VR is perfect. There's no cable. So, you know, to travel, you just put the phone on and you bring it to people, and you don't have as much as a setup as you have for the Rift. But again, there's plenty of things that you don't have with it. The Rift, especially the second dev kit with the sensor and all that, gives you a lot more feedback and control.
Oh, okay. Wait, so you have the Samsung, and what's the other one you have? The Oculus Rift?
We've got the Rift, we've got the service kit, the development kit 1, the development kit 2. We're getting 2 Rifts at launch, and yeah, it's $1,000 in Canada. So we're getting one free because we backed it on Kickstarter, and we're purchasing one, which is insane. We've got the Samsung Gear VR, the one for the Note 4, and we've got the one for the S6.
Okay. Wait, how much are those again?
The Gear VR are $100 or $150 in Canada, but you still need an S6 or an S6 Edge, so you still need like a $500-$600 phone.
Oh, okay.
The price are very homogeneous when you look at it, and the size one, I really don't want to talk about it because it's really crappy. If you got, it supports iPhone and all that stuff, but it's crap. It's really a bad. It's bad.
Did you play with Google Glasses when that came out?
I had one. It sucked.
Yeah, it's not bad. That was terrible. It's not bad like Google Glasses, right? These are 2 screens that you see.
No. It's completely different. If you want to talk augmented reality, HoloLens is exactly what Google Glass should have been. The problem Google Glass had was the people. It's the way it was marketed. Because, you know, when you had Google Glass, it was exclusive, and you were not a Google Glass user, you were an explorer. And so you had all those people who really don't do anything, they're bloggers, and they spend $2,000 to have Google Glass, and like, oh, I've got Google Glass, I'm an explorer, I'm someone special and unique. So it totally ruined the whole thing, because everyone who had it was an asshole.
Yeah, a glass hole.
What was that? Yes, glass holes. I knew there was a pejorative term for this. I couldn't remember it. Glass hole.
I mean, you know, you had those people going to movie theater with their Google Glass on.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of had to see that coming. So many people are douchebags. It doesn't surprise me.
But the way it was marketed towards them. Where,
well, that's true.
If you look at HoloLens, the way Microsoft has put it really towards professionals, educators, doctors. It's really, they thought about the applications before doing the device. Like, they're using the Jet Propulsion Labs in California, the ones who have a rover on Mars. They are using that to control the rover on Mars.
Oh,
okay.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
that is cool. Yeah.
You know, it's not like, oh, hey, here we have a device. We want people to be explore and tell us what to do with it. But augmented and virtual is completely different.
I noticed you tweeted that someone said that the biggest obstacle to VR was going to be that people had shitty computers, right? And they didn't want to invest in.
That's Palmer Luckey, who's the founder of Oculus.
So what did he? And so you had an estimate, right, for how expensive a rig you would have to get?
Well, it's pretty much the professor and I have the same Alienware Alpha, the flagship device from Alienware. That device, you cannot plug the Oculus on it. The graphic card is not powerful. So a machine purchased in November, December, that's the flagship for Alienware, cannot run the Oculus. So
wait, it can't? Isn't it powerful enough?
Not the Alienware Alpha. Yeah. So it's kind of like if you don't have a graphic card that's currently $600-$700, you're not going to be able to run the Oculus.
Okay.
So on top of the package, you need that kind of money.
Oh,
so
that's why it's not going to succeed. It's, you know, the cost of buying this piece of hardware. It's not just the Oculus Rift glass. You have to have a powerful $600 graphics card as well. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Holy shit. See, I don't know.
But
that's cost prohibitive right there.
But you know, I think in the long term, or even at Christmas, by Christmas the price of the graphic card as always going to be slashed in half, something that's worth $600 is going to be $300, and if the first adopter of Oculus is going to be really paying a high price, I think you're going to start seeing different package, much cheaper, and a price drop for the holidays. Like, there's no reason why it's bundled with the Xbox One, except if you're a content creator who everyone needs to have the same thing. I think they will find a, and they've got a partnership with Microsoft for that. But I think at some point in time, it will bundle without that, or be bundled without the sensor. And like I told Bacon, when you do the math and you look, the headset by itself is about $380. The sensor, like the package, you've got the sensor that's the equivalent of Kinect, and it's like $100. You've got an Xbox One controller that's like $60-$70, and you've got a remote that's like $50. So when you tally that and you remove them from the $600 price tag, that leaves the headset at $300, $380, $390, which is kind of the price of the Kickstarter. It's not that far off.
Yeah.
But you still need a $600 graphic card.
Well, we'll leave it to Professor. He likes to buy new technology the second.
I'm not going to buy this one. I learned my lesson buying that Alienware.
You did not. I don't believe you.
But
you'll buy it.
I'm not going to buy this. I don't know. I think that going back to what Christian was saying, it's just too expensive to buy all these pieces. And then the other concern I have, and I wanted to ask Christian about this, is how heavy is this headset? I have two concerns. How heavy is the headset? Because I think if you're playing games for more than an hour, won't it get heavy? And then Tracito brought up a good point, which is what's the frames per second? Is it at least getting 60 frames per second?
It really depends the content. Like, I know for video, so for film, which is usually $29.97, we're actually doing stuff at 40. I've played some game higher than 60 frames per second. I've played Saints Row 4 on Oculus, which I recommend to everyone. It's awesome, but the headset is not heavy. But I don't see anyone playing for more than an hour, because not only it's going to weigh on your neck, but also after a while you're going to be a bit dizzy.
Yeah.
It's not going to make you sick, but if you stay there too long, it will. It's like everything. If you abuse it,
Right.
I'm curious to see so how many? There's what, 5 competing VR?
Not really, because they're really different applications. Like Oculus will not have a mobile headset, but the Samsung Gear VR is powered by the Oculus software.
Okay.
And so the Oculus Store is on the Samsung Gear VR and on the Rift.
That's interesting. I still think that whichever one the porn industry gets behind is going to be the winner.
Oh, that's always the case. That's why
you can groan if you want, but I'm betting it's true.
No, it's true. I mean, that's why VHS won over Beta, even if Beta was better, because the shooting porn on VHS was much more adapted.
Yeah,
CD-ROM,
that's something I didn't realize in the 80s, Christian, is that Beta was actually the superior medium, and it lost. Yeah.
And same thing with CD-ROM. CD-ROM really exploded when the porn industry, when they started having a lot of porn on CD-ROMs.
That's right. I know, poor Kate's gonna groan all, but it's true. I think it's true.
But I think the best part, and keep talking about porn in VR, during Oculus Connect 2, the conference in September where they showed all the stuff, and you could meet a ton of people working on it. One of their lead scientists was talking about the next step in virtual reality, and it's pretty much smell-o-vision.
What's it called?
Smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision. It's and they're explaining that the main problem with it so far is when they're sending chemicals at the end of the little dispenser, some of the smell stays there, some of the chemical stays there. But I'm like, imagine like a porn, so what? It's gonna smell like sweat. Like, who really wants that?
Probably a path we shouldn't get down too far.
No kidding.
Maybe they're gonna sell it with. Are they gonna bundle it with a blow-up doll? Is that?
Oh God. Let's not go down that way.
So many horny Twitter nerds just started Googling that. You're developing some stuff here. So I'm curious about what the future is going to be like for the game. What are the PS4?
Well, the PS4, you could for a couple of hours pre-order the PlayStation VR on Amazon Canada, and the price was $800 Canadian, so probably like $500 or $550, $600.
But the PS4 is powerful enough to run it, you think?
No, because the PlayStation VR comes with a breakout box that's got an extra processor.
Ah, okay. Because I had read an article that said that Sony had unleashed that 7th core processor that they thought it was for the VR, because they had said before they weren't going to make that available to developers, but apparently it is now.
Yeah, but it really depends.
Futurama had smell-o-vision. That's right, Michael. You're right. I forgot about that.
It's really going to be the content. It's really going to be who's going to have the more content and the better content. PlayStation.
I'm curious about it. I'd like to play some games in VR, but I'm not paying. I can't imagine dropping $1,600 on a rig.
No, and it's not even games. Anyone who's got a Samsung Gear VR, there's a free demo on the Oculus Store where it's to fly over Iceland, and it's so spectacular and amazing. It gives you the impression that your body's flying.
You see, now here's what I would do. If I was an investor, if I had money, I would open. I mean, maybe if you opened like a cafe, but it was sort of like an old-style arcade thing where you could kind of rent these rigs for a while and do what you're saying, like go on a trip or explore some architecture, something like that, where maybe that would be worth it. I don't know how many people are going to adopt this in their home, especially given that Professor had a statistic last week, and I think it was in the newsletter, where I think 58% of households have a console and like 37% have two consoles.
Yeah.
And so it seems to me unlikely that anyone's going to add a third just to play VR. But I think they would. I think they would rent it. I think if they could go somewhere arcade style and use it for a while, they would do that.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, I think for most people, just something like the Gear VR where you just plug your phone and use it would be enough. You know what I mean? I don't think.
Yeah.
And I just want to talk about the HTC, the Valve Steam one that someone mentioned on the chat. Honestly, I haven't played a lot with it, but their big selling feature is, we've got a camera in front, so when you look at your screen, you can see a little bit of your real environment, so it's non-intrusive and it's not breaking the experience. Like, are you kidding? You're in a video game and and at the corner of your eyes you can see your bedroom. It's like, what? It's completely removing the point of being immersed in VR.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I don't think VR will take off unless there's a killer app, and I don't see that killer app coming from video games. I think Christian has a right approach with what he's doing with VR, which is architectural applications, some consumer applications, but video games. I think people want, unless it's going to radically transform the game in some fashion. I don't know. Present some visuals that we've never seen before. I don't see it taking off.
I think that there's probably academic applications that we're not even thinking of too.
Yeah,
no, absolutely. But here my take on the video games, because that's something that every time I play a video game, I'm a little. I don't see the point of VR.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, you're always looking what's in front of you. So in a video game, it's not like if you're looking on the side, it's not like you can't really interact with it.
Yeah.
Because the focus of your attention is in front of you no matter what, or you're turning around.
Right.
But there are some cool stuff. At PAX last year, I don't remember the name, but they had, and it's $1,200. It's a sort of treadmill with special shoes. So you're on that treadmill and you've got your VR headset.
I saw that, yeah.
And you play Call of Duty, and at the beginning you kind of feel weird, but after 5 minutes you're just running and shooting. your brain is completely gone. One of the weirdest things about when you start a VR headset, it's when the first time you start moving, your whole body feels like it's moving, and you've got that kind of like latency where your feet are like, wait, no, we're not moving, and suddenly your whole body's like, something weird's happening for a second.
Now, I think, Professor, the real question is how long before some idiot, runs himself out his window or down a flight of stairs or something because he's got the head. Like with the Wii U where the morons were smashing their TVs. But it's going to happen.
Content.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, know that's going to happen.
No, I think what
the Wii U controllers, and then because I did that when it first came out, and you're like hitting things in your room while you're playing, knocking things down. Yeah. Okay.
No, I think what's going to happen, and it's going to be hilarious, you're going to have all those tech bloggers with their Mac that can't really run the Oculus because they're weak machines, and they're going to bite like, oh, the Oculus is really crap. We don't get it. It's not really working. There's no game.
Yeah, they're getting 10 frames per second.
Yeah,
see, I think it's probably generations away. I mean, and from it's the first generation VR, but I think the exciting stuff is when you have things like med students training on virtual surgeries and stuff like that. I mean, that stuff is
augmented reality is much better for that.
Yeah, does everyone know the difference between virtual reality and augmented? With augmented, you have the glasses.
You've got holograms in front of you.
Yeah.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
It's just all you're seeing. You're seeing a virtual presentation. There's no actual image that you're overlaying the graphics onto.
Oh, okay. Huh. That's all pretty. Why is Kate so quiet tonight?
Tweeting.
Oh, she's tweeting. That's why. Okay. That makes
sense. But honestly, the older games and older games which have been modded to run on the Rift can be spectacular. Saints Row 4, the one where you got the superpowers, when you're jumping from the ground to like the top of a building with the Rift on, it does something to your brain where you for a few seconds you're feeling like flying, and you've got that fear of height happening. I had a VR headset in the 90s, a really bad one. But
virtual roller coasters. There's all kinds of good stuff here.
Oh, they have a roller coaster demo, and there's something really cool about it. And there's two of doing. That one made me puke, because the first time I did it sitting down and did the roller coaster was awesome. The second time I did it standing up, but standing up, when you're suspended towards the edge, it's not the same as being sitting towards the edge. You really feel like you're gonna fall. Just that difference in height between sitting and standing position totally messes with your brain.
That's pretty interesting. I'm curious. I can't wait for the professor to order one of these so he can tell us what these are.
I'm not going to buy one.
What these are like. You can probably answer your emails right from the headset, Professor, while you're playing.
Oh, that's mean.
But augmented reality, have you guys seen the demos of the HoloLens from Microsoft?
Yeah, no, I haven't. Because I'd like to get a I would get a HoloLens.
There are some. It's $1,200 right now, the dev kit for the HoloLens.
Okay.
But it's a computer in itself. But there's some really cool stuff. Like it's learning the geometry of the place it's in. So let's say if it's your house, it's learning the geometry, and you can put. It's a full computer. Unlike the Rift that needs something else, the HoloLens is a computer in the size of a grandma glasses. But you can leave windows and applications on the walls. So you can leave your video player in your living room, and you can leave your emails, in your bathroom, and they won't bother you. But when you walk in your bathroom, suddenly you see where you left it, and you can. It's really, really, really cool. It totally changes your place. Like if you have a place where you're gaming, if you have a place where you want to talk about Skype, if you have a place where you want to work, you can use your entire wall. You don't need an 82-inch touchscreen anymore. You just need that $1,200 stuff, and you can work on the entire wall. It's really cool for that.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I want a holodeck. I don't even know how to say that.
HoloLens?
Tricito, he says he wants a virtual environment like in a chamber, like a holodeck. Yeah, that's when I will get excited about this stuff when there's like a holodeck.
But it's coming with Will Wheaton, so you really don't want it.
Yeah, I do want it, because then I could virtually beat the shit out of Will Wheaton whenever I felt angry. That would be fantastic. By the way, his asshat wife was taking a victory lap there with Nero getting. Did you see that, Professor?
No, I didn't see it. Were they laughing?
Right. She said, "You don't need terms of service. Just don't be a dick." That's what she said, and about Nero. So there were people taking pictures of that and floating it around. I'm blocked by basically the whole Wheaton family, so I couldn't respond to it, but I saw the pictures.
Yeah, I think I'm blocked by Will Wheaton too. He uses the auto blocker, doesn't he?
No, we had an argument. He blocked me. We actually argued, and he blocked me. We argued for hours.
Really?
Yeah, and then he subtweeted me a couple of times. Somebody sent me the pictures of it. I really got under his skin, I think, for like 48 hours.
Yeah, all I can say is shut up, Wesley.
Well, he's another one of those snowflakes I can't handle. By the way, speaking of snowflakes, did you see? I'm curious if you saw this, Professor. I want to say it was somewhere in Wisconsin. The board of athletics that regulates the college athletics is now banning certain things that they feel are unsportsmanlike or would cause people to feel unsafe. They use the word unsafe, which is the left's new favorite word. The SJWs, everything makes them feel unsafe, right?
Yeah.
So things like chants of USA are now banned at these college events. Things like screaming airball or swing batter specifically is mentioned.
Come on.
Is now banned. So, it's pretty incredible to me how soft these people are and how soft we're this new generation. I'm starting to think we need like a good old-fashioned World War or something to toughen these guys up. It's embarrassing.
At what point the NAACP is going to stop, having scores for games and just giving a medal to everyone? So there's no.
Well, they already do it. I tell you what, my favorite commercial on right now is that Kia commercial where the father sees it says participant on the trophy, rips it off, and he writes champion on there. And if the fact that that's even a commercial, because it's a major, it's probably been focus group. The fact is that most people feel that way, and it's unfortunate, but it's one of those things where these SJWs, at the younger level, they've won it. The inmates are running the asylum, but most people they don't agree with it. We've already talked about this, but here anyway, Christian. I don't know about what it's like there, but here a lot of these younger sports groups, they don't keep score. They already don't. It's embarrassing to me. I think that the greatest generation, the World War II generation, must just be beside themselves. Can you imagine if you told those guys what we consider? If I could go back in time and go back to the 40s and tell some guy, hey, where I'm from, people don't feel safe if they see speech they don't like on the internet, and we can't keep score in soccer because it makes people feel bad, and our schools have banned dodgeball because taking a ball to the face in gym class is the same as abuse, and they would probably, I don't know what they would laugh or just be like, just cry maybe. It's just hard to imagine, isn't it?
They would let their German wins.
Right, exactly. I mean, can you imagine?
Don't call them Nazi. They're politically challenged.
If this generation ever faced a serious crisis like that, I don't even know. We might as well just surrender.
Let me ask a question here, and really not be PC at all. How many Syrian refugees in the Bay Area? That's what they need.
How many Syrian refugees are in the Bay Area?
Yep.
I don't really know. I've actually tried to look into that. It's tough to find any reasonable numbers for how many are already here. I've actually tried to find it. Have you seen any, Professor? Have you seen any accurate numbers?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I don't know, Chris. I don't have an answer to that. I know there are some.
Send them all to the Bay Area. That's where they want them. So send them there.
Nora said she got sick from Ralph leaving her out in the cold.
Oh.
See, that's probably why Ralph didn't come on tonight. He said he might, but he probably didn't want to be called out on that.
He's working on the site. He's working on the site.
Wow, what is going on with it? That's the second headset, so it's not... I don't know why you sound like that. There's Ruckus. Hey, Ruckus. Welcome.
Yeah, Ruckus is on.
Yeah, I love Ruckus. I was so upset last week. He was off Twitter for like 24 hours, and Warpig tweeted me, where's Ruckus? We all... See what happens, Ruckus? You leave Twitter for 24 hours. We all went insane. Trying to find out where you were. I could leave right now and I wouldn't give a shit for 3 weeks. Professor Mike. I don't know. I don't think it's the sound card because that's a brand new... What kind of computer is that? It's brand new.
Please tell me it's a Mac.
No, mine's the Mac. That's why I sound great and everything runs smooth.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kate's got a... What did you get, Kate? What is that?
What?
What kind of computer is that?
Lenovo.
Hey, wait, Bacon. Ralph's on.
Hey, Ralph.
Hey,
What are you doing in the chat? Get in here, man. What's up with you?
he's busy.
He's busy. Ralph, Nora got a cold. Nora got sick because you left her out in the cold.
Yeah, she blamed it on you, man.
He's blaming you. Plus, Professor, I don't know if you saw it, but just a little while ago, she was calling everyone old. She was calling us old.
That's because we are.
That's probably because we are.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Women's Truth. I didn't even see you in there. Hello. Hey, what did you guys watch this week? You guys watched a movie together? Is that
We
right?
watched Fluffy. It was really good. It was funny. That guy's
Fluffy?
hilarious. Yeah,
Fluffy?
what is his... He's a Mexican comedian.
See, I
don't know what
misunderstood
his real
that
name
link.
is.
I saw the link from Rob, and I thought he was saying, let's schedule a time to watch the movie. I didn't realize you guys were actually watching it Tuesday night. Was it Tuesday night?
Yeah.
Last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I would have joined in, too. I will definitely join in the next one. Now, I think... So what does this app do? You watch it through Netflix? You watch something on Netflix?
Yeah, it was it kind of synchronized the Netflix, so everyone logs on to it's Google and some kind of app that you download for Google.
I know she got here a while ago. And remind me, Women Truths, to hit you up later because I as Professor suggested, we're going to get you on one of these days. Get you on the show. So how does it work, Professor? So is it like an extension for Chrome?
Yeah, it's an extension for Chrome. So Women Truths set it up.
Okay.
And she gave us a link. We just paste the link into our browser. And then we're all watching the same movie at the same time. Yeah, that's it. Showgoers.
Showgoers. All right. So I'll download that, and it's just what is it? You just hear each other? It's just audio?
No, it's no audio. It's just a chat window on the right hand side. But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Okay. I was thinking maybe you could, if there was a link for everyone to like watch it or something, but.
See,
Which reminds me, Professor, we have to get a time. Me, you, and Kate Nelligan are gonna stream that Gauntlet. Did you download the Gauntlet yet?
Oh yeah, I have it. Yeah.
Okay, so
Too.
Ruckus has it too. So maybe if he wants to, but let's Twitch it.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Like Friday. You want to do it Friday?
Sure.
And I'm gonna try and figure out how to hook up the Twitch to my Bacon Bits YouTube channel here, and because I think I need to have some game videos, I think, on there, because that stuff's fun to do anyway. So
Yeah.
I want to do that, and I'd like to get a couple of us playing, because, man, if I had YouTube the videos of me and you playing Bloodborne, it was a riot. I mean, that was just a blast. That
was fun.
That is some of the most fun I've had with a game in several years. Because, I mean, I'm not huge on the co-op thing. I sometimes like it, but normally I sort of like to just play and be able to pause it or whatever on my own. I'm not always big on jumping into a game with a whole bunch of other people, but that was a blast. I mean,
yeah, no, that was a lot of fun.
I would, you know what? I could say maybe Bloodborne is my game of the year, because that thinking back on it now, how much fun that was.
Yeah, that was fun. Hard though.
I think it's funnier like when Nels plays with who was it? With RG. RG's so funny.
He's so mad at me.
Patiently waiting for he's waiting for Bloodborne on PC. Well, that's what you get for having a PC.
Yeah.
Professor, what are you laughing at, Mr. PC Master Race?
How many games on a Mac?
See, there's no games on the Mac.
They play on consoles, right? We're a console household.
I actually have been playing more PC games, so.
Well, you shut up.
I mean, Gone Home has to be on Mac, right?
I missed out on Going Home, and I missed out on Depression Quest, the whole thing. I missed out on all that stuff. Maybe maybe Depression Quest will come to VR, Christian.
Well, Gone Home just got on PS4, so I would not be surprised if Depression Quest was coming at some point in time.
What was that game where you were like vacuuming and you were like a Mexican maid or something?
Sunset.
Yeah, Sunset. Maybe that's perfect for VR. You can virtually vacuum and do the dishes. It's awesome.
Crazy.
No, Ralph. I didn't know Ralph's site was down.
Yeah.
I think
Ralph
it's getting one of those.
There's a lot going on.
It doesn't surprise me.
Is it a denial of service attack, Ralph?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
what he
sure
said in the
it
chat.
is. Oh, okay.
Oh, Professor, you got the DLC for Bloodborne, didn't you?
Yeah, I finished that.
Right. You liked it, right?
Yeah, I thought it was really fun, but it was too short.
It was too short. How much was it?
It was $20, and you basically only get one level. Something like 4 bosses.
Sounds like a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot for $20. Or no, it's $20 is too much for the content they gave you. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I think it should have been $10.
Nora was going to join in, but she doesn't have Netflix. What are you in the Stone Ages? Start a Patreon. All you need is, what is it, $8 a month? We'll get you Netflix. We'll get you into some Netflix setup. We'll have, we'll definitely get Nora set up with Netflix. Somebody. I don't know. I think who's picking these movies? You, Professor. Who's going to pick the next one?
No, Women Truths.
Women Truths.
All right, Women Truths. Let me know. Then send me the link, and I'm in. I'll do it.
It's a lot of fun. I think a lot of people watch Fluffy thinking it was a porn, but it's actually a comedy.
I'll watch it on my Retina display Mac computer. We'll see how good it looks.
So how many pixels is that?
I have no idea.
A typical Mac user.
I just know it looks good, man. That's all.
It's embarrassing.
Oh, by the way, before I forget, let me mention this too. I watched, and the only reason I did it is because Rob Lowe, and everyone should support Rob Lowe. He is, first of all,
careful, you're going to lose your man card.
Well, he's anti-PC, he's anti-SJW. He will occasionally on Twitter get attacked for that, and he usually fights back. Seems to me like he's a pretty good guy. I don't think he even knows what Gamergate is, but if he did, I'm willing to bet that he would be on our side.
Oh yeah.
And the guy's been an icon for 3 decades now, since the 80s. So I checked out his show, and Grindr, and with Fred Savage, and I have to say, it's pretty damn hilarious.
Grindr?
It's worth a watch. Yes, it's really funny.
Is it on Netflix? Is that what we're watching next week?
I found it on Hulu. I don't believe it is on Netflix.
No.
Okay.
But it's just like when I said the Ridiculous Six, because Adam Sandler is Gamergate kind of guy. Even if you don't like it or don't want to watch it, go give Ridiculous Six 5 stars, because he is definitely anti-PC, and because the SJWs have been trying to trash that movie for months now. But hit
Ridiculous
that up.
Six? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Give it 5 stars. You might not even like it, but give it 5 stars. Just like a middle finger to these guys. But the Rob Lowe show is worth watching. It's very funny. Rob Lowe is the DirecTV commercial guy, Ruckus. If you're young, if you're old like the Professor and I, he's from the 80s. He was part of the Brat Pack back then. Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
Charlie Sheen was in it, and Rob Lowe somehow seems to have escaped. He still looks great. He's not ravaged by AIDS or anything. So.
I really think we should revoke his man card for saying this stuff.
Yeah, I know.
I'll throw this right out there. You want to take my man card? Here it is. I love St. Elmo's Fire. I love that movie. I love that movie.
I don't even like that movie that much.
That's a violation of the man card terms of service right there. You can unverify me if you want. Michael says Grindr is pretty. It is funny. So, Professor, here's the premise. Let me just run it down for you real fast, okay? Rob Lowe plays in the show. He plays an actor who plays an attorney on a TV show. And it's a very melodramatic TV show. It's called The Grinder, and he's just kind of a cheesy actor in a cheesy show, but his brother is actually an attorney.
Oh, okay.
And when he ends his run on that show, Grinder, he comes back, moves in with his brother, and sort of thinks he's an attorney and tries to practice law with him because he played one on TV. And then those two conflict, and it's just really funny. It's really good.
All right.
Give it a shot.
I'll check it out.
Push him off the chair and take his laptop, Nora. Oh, what are you already tweeting because I like saying almost fire? You hashtag me, man. I'm sorry. I like it. What do you want from me? I can't be the only one. Am I the only one in this chat? Anyone in the chat like saying almost fire? I can't be the only one. And Professor, you're lying. I know you liked it.
Wait, there was another one that was like St. Elmo's Fire with Ali Sheedy and Molly Ringwald. What was that one? The Breakfast Club.
Yeah, I mean that wasn't really. It wasn't a lot like that.
You seriously compared The Breakfast Club and St. Elmo's Fire? Really?
What are you trying to say, Christian? St. Elmo's Fire stinks?
Yeah.
Wait, but what about The Breakfast Club?
I love The Breakfast Club.
Yeah, The Breakfast Club's good.
It's a classic.
Yeah, see, I don't lose my man card for liking The Breakfast Club.
Just for drinking with a straw.
That's right.
I don't know. The Breakfast Club was one of those classic '80s movies, right? With what was the other one? The Weird Science, right around the same time, I think. Breakfast Club, and there was Weird Science, and we have an '80s pack around here somewhere, Blu-rays. That's all. All some of those awesome '80s. We should watch an awesome '80s movie. That's what we should watch.
Yeah, let's watch The Breakfast Club.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I don't know if that's on. It's got to be on Netflix, though, right?
Yeah, it has to be on Netflix.
I'm not sure if it is. I watch anything John Hughes is awesome. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, I know is on there.
Oh, that's a funny one.
Yeah, that's a John Hughes, and that's on there. I know it's on there because I watched it right before Thanksgiving. I don't know what else. I don't know how many John Hughes movies are on Netflix. That's an odd thing now that we're thinking about it, but I think a lot of them are missing. Ferris Bueller, I don't think is on there, unfortunately. I did actually watch. Kate got me a long time ago. Kate got me into this show. I think it was from the '90s, right? Kate Parker Lewis.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Okay,
Yes.
well, it was okay. I kind of liked it. It's cheesy. It's a little bit. I think it's more of a nostalgia thing than it is like a quality show. But sort of like I watched a couple episodes of Alf recently because it's from '86, and I just felt like revisiting. I was actually thinking about having a section on the newsletter, Professor, where I revisit like a retro, like I do like a retro TV thing.
Oh, that'll be good. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
so I was kind of going back in time and watching some of the '80s shows on there, and I was thinking about doing a write-up on that. But, yeah, so I watched a few. So I watched a few episodes of Alf, and of course, Kate comes home. And, what the hell are you watching, Alf? Why? Slams the door.
There's so many good shows in the 80s.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of good shows in the '80s.
Yeah.
The '80s. I was thinking the other day is I watched. I know I mentioned this last week, but I'll say it again. I watched part of Major Dad, right? And we talked about it last week, but what it struck me today as I was thinking about it more, because I was trying to write some stuff for the newsletter, was that I wonder, Professor and Kate, if they would even make a show like that today. I mean, if you think about it, that was like saying, okay, the guy was a Marine, and he was a stand-up guy, and he comes into this family, and he offers them values and a good upbringing, and he teaches them life lessons, and really kind of glorified the Marines in the armed forces maybe in general. And I sort of wonder now, that was '86 or '85, and I'm kind of betting that today they wouldn't do something like that. Do you think? You think they would make a movie, where the Marine is the hero, the good, upstanding citizen? Do you think they would do that today?
Probably not.
I don't think they would either.
Right.
And it's funny because if you look at a lot of those '80s shows, I think if you were, like, say you were a super impressionable guy and you were in the 80s and you were watching those shows, and you'd say, I'd like, I wish my family was like that. How could I make my family like that? If you were to emulate those families and those people on those shows in the 80s, you probably would have been all right. They had solid morals and values in those people in those shows anyway. Whereas today, I'm not trying to be a prude. A lot of today's shows are awesome, and I don't think they all have to be Mr. Rogers. But the average family on TV today is pretty messed up in one way or the other.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I guess you could have the argument: is that a reflection? Is TV a reflection of society, or society a reflection of the entertainment of the day? I guess chicken or the egg kind of thing. But if you ever do that, go to Hulu and watch any show from the 80s, and then watch one from today and compare and contrast them. And I think you'll be a little shocked.
Yeah, I think the values were a little cleaner back then, but maybe we're just getting old,
I guess
I always worry about that. Maybe this is what people said in the 70s about shows in the 80s, and people in the 60s said the same things about shows in the 70s. I always worry about that.
I don't think so. I mean, realistically, none of the Cosby Show had a sex tape.
Yeah, right.
You had to bring up Cosby.
I love John Huxtable. He was a great character.
Yeah.
Yes, he was a great character.
Yeah, it was a good show.
There's no reason to let the that kind of recent controversy sully that. It was a great show. His character was a good man, and there's nothing wrong with looking up to or emulating his character on the show rather than him. I mean, you can separate the two. I don't know. People seem unwilling or unable to do that nowadays, but I think you kind of have to. I mean, there's no reason to just throw the baby out with the bathwater. Whatever happened to Raven Simone? I don't know. Is she on a talk show?
Yeah, she is.
Oh, God.
Somebody said I watched Alf. All right, so you're willing to admit that you watched Alf, but nobody's going to back me up on the St. Elmo's Fire thing?
Nope.
Get over it.
This convo makes me think of Footloose. I won't get over it, and stop talking. You sound terrible.
Hey, wait, did you guys watch Star Wars? That's what I wanted to talk about.
No, I don't. I didn't get to see it yet, no. But you guys can review it if you want. I didn't.
Why? How come you haven't seen Star Wars yet?
Because everyone I know went without me because they're a bunch of assholes, and now I have nobody to go with.
Wait, did Nell see it?
Yeah.
I did. I saw without him.
She goes,
That's
to her
mean.
company Christmas party without me and finds one of her fellow employees and takes her. Those two, they leave the party and they go and see Star Wars.
That's what happened.
My brother went yesterday. Yeah, so all my friends saw it as a group because there's a couple of friends of mine that are big, huge Star Wars dorks and they know I'm a Star Trek guy, so I think just to spite me, they went and they snuck off. Actually, they went the night up. They went the premiere night, and I wasn't willing to sit through 300 smelly dorks and have to sit in the front of that thing. And I hate opening nights.
Yeah, me too.
So no, I didn't go then. So now I'm stuck. I might actually have to go by myself, which I'm thinking about maybe tomorrow night sneaking out. Sometimes if you catch a 10 o'clock show, it's not so you can kind of sneak in there by yourself and nobody points and laughs at you. Look at that guy going to the movies by himself.
Aren't you man enough to go by yourself?
I've done it before. I saw, like I've said before a couple weeks ago, I saw Balboa by myself. Nobody wanted to go see that last Rocky. They all thought it was going to be a joke, so I snuck out and I went by myself. I did the same thing. I went a Wednesday at 10 o'clock, and nobody noticed. I don't really mind it that much. But then it was so good, everyone wanted to see it. I wound up seeing it 3 times in the theaters.
Oh,
yeah, see, that's when we saw Star Wars. It was at noon yesterday. So.
Well, what's funny, Professor, when you think about it, now I didn't want to go on opening night, but when I was a kid, a lot of times if you wanted to see a movie on opening night, you just couldn't because there wasn't any such, they didn't have movies on 3 or 4 screens. Tried and failed. We tried to see Indiana Jones many, many times before we were able to actually get in there.
Uh-huh.
Because it was sold out. Now that doesn't happen anymore. Now if you want to go, you can almost always find a theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember the first Star Wars, I remember the lines wrapped around the theater several times. That was in the 70s.
I know I was just a kid, but I can remember piling in the car with my parents to go see Indiana Jones, and then getting there and turning around. I mean, because think about it, there wasn't an iPhone, there wasn't any way to find out if the thing was sold out, right? So you had to actually pile in the car with your kids, get all the way to the theater, and then see that huge line, and then see the guy say, "Oh, it's sold out," and then turn around and go home, and then you had to just keep doing that until you were lucky enough to get in there. So.
I know. No, I remember standing in line with my dad to see Star Wars.
God damn it, Nora! Stop calling me old. Yeah, but that's the way it was, Nora. And guess what? We didn't have DVRs either.
That's right.
You either saw the show when it was live, or you didn't see it at all.
Did you see the Christmas special?
Yep, but we didn't have internet.
I can remember. I can remember sitting there with the VCR and waiting for Star Trek to start and hitting record on it, because that was the only way to see Star Trek. Because it was past my bedtime, and it was on reruns or something at like 11 o'clock. I can't even remember the channel, WXXA or something. So I'd hit record. My mother would yell at me to get back in bed, and then I'd go back to bed. But the next day I could see the rerun. That's how we used to watch it.
I remember when I was a kid, I used to record songs off the radio onto cassette tape. That's how old I am.
Yeah, we used to do that. In fact, Kate knows this too, because I think she used to do it. The girls in my school, what they would do is they would call the radio station to make a request.
Right, and then you record it on the tape.
Right, then you'd sit there with your hand on the record button, wait until your request was answered, and that's how you would get the song.
The good old days.
The good old days.
Don't feel... Yeah, that's... all right, we're old. But I'm pretty sure Kate used to do the same thing. Isn't that how you... Didn't you ever do that, Kate? Record a song on tape like that?
Oh, yeah, totally.
And then have to use the pencil to rewind them. Yeah, she's right about that.
But you're rewinding all the time just to re-listen to the same song, the only one you want.
Yeah, that's why I tweeted my helicopter.
You have to rewind.
My helicopter
trying to find the
Metal
beat
Gear
of
was
the
Asia.
song.
First I had Asia, and then I had Final Countdown. That was my helicopter music. That's good stuff there. It's too bad. You know what? I got a hankering to watch, Professor. I was going to say we should watch this on our movie night, but I don't think it's on Netflix either. I really want to watch the Dirty Harrys again.
Oh yeah, those are good.
I love Dirty Harrys. I haven't, or Death. You know, I think Death Wish might be on there.
I started rewatching Death Wish. I love those movies.
Aren't they great?
Oh, they're so awesome.
First of all, Charles Bronson doesn't look like he. For some reason, you see him and you think, there's no way this guy's an ass kicker. But then when he starts kicking ass, you believe it for some reason. I don't know why. It's like if you saw him in the supermarket, you wouldn't be afraid of Charles Bronson, right? He's not like a Chuck Norris-looking guy.
Well, if you were seeing it right now, I think you'd be scared because he's been dead for like 20 years. But
Yeah. Has it been 20 years? No.
Oh, at least 10, 15.
Oh, that's too bad. I used to like him. He was great. I don't know if Kate even ever saw those. Have you?
Oh, yeah, too far.
Talking about Charles Bronson and
Ruckus
Death
says
Wish,
there's no Dirty Harry movies on there. Damn it.
you guys should watch a documentary called Electric Boogaloo, the Rise of the Wild Stories of Canon Films.
What?
Yeah. And
I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's a documentary about the two brothers who started Canon Films and their rise and their downfall, and it's just hilarious.
Yes, I wanted to see that, actually. Wild Untold Story of Canon Films. You're the second or third person to recommend this to me. Where can I find that? Is it on Netflix?
In Canada, it is. I'm not sure if it is in the U.S.
Wait, you guys have a different Netflix?
Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
There's tons of stuff you guys have that we don't. So some of us are using VPN.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I don't like Canada.
By the way,
like
nobody
Canadian
likes Canada.
Whoa!
Nobody likes
What kind of statement is that? That doesn't make me feel safe.
It doesn't make me feel safe.
Just kidding.
You know what, Christian? I'll tell you something. Here's a funny story. Okay, I'm on the boat ride in Buffalo, right around the falls, Niagara Falls, and so I'm with Kate and a couple other people, and I and I point and I go, "Oh, look, there's Canada. I hate Canada." Just kind of half-ass joking, right? And of course, there's a guy right next to me, and he says, "I'm from Canada." He's all getting all pissed off, right? So I start in with the guy, and I'm like, hey, I go, what can I tell you? What do you guys have that's so great? I just don't like, well, we have hockey. I go, no, you had hockey, guys. You had hockey. We took it. We made it better. Now the NHL is here. We have hockey, right? So he goes, what do you mean? We have the best hockey. I said, you have like 2 hockey teams. We have like 30.
They have maple syrup.
Yeah,
Exactly.
the guy's getting all pissed off, and eventually he kind of wanders away. And my mother was there, and she's like, "Jesus Christ! Only you could start a fight on a tour of the Niagara Falls."
Well, the American side sucks anyway. Actually, no, I'm saying the opposite. The American side is much better than the Canadian one. The Canadian one is just a giant amusement park.
No, I thought the Canadian side was better. I've been to Niagara Falls. And I remember we drove to Canada because supposedly it was better on the Canadian
Really?
side. Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's through Buffalo, right?
Yeah, it's right near where you get on the boat. It's right near Buffalo. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a connection. It's like a collection of the shittiest diners and stuff. It's like a tourist trap looking thing where you get in when you get on the boat.
Crazy.
No place you want to eat. Like, by the way, Kate and I, speaking of that, remember we made a mistake one time of stopping. Have you ever been to Florida, Professor?
Yeah.
Did you drive there?
No, flew there.
Well, if anyone's ever made that drive, then you would know what I'm talking about. But there's this place south of the border, and it's basically a tourist trap. If you're driving to Florida, they have billboards like every couple of miles, and then finally you stop and it's south of the border. It's a huge sombrero is what it is, and around the huge sombrero is a bunch of weird tourist traps, and they're like shirts, cups, just stupid stuff like that you wouldn't want to really buy. But we were starving, and we pulled in there, and we go to eat in this little diner in there. I swear to God, it was like a scene out of
Deliverance.
I think they made those things I think the food was made out of dead hobos that the truckers brought in. It was just. I mean, we ate there, and then we spent the rest of the ride praying to God we didn't double over sick.
See, but you could eat there because you guys are white. Like, if my wife and I were down there, we'd probably be killed.
There's a lot of discrimination going on down there. A lot of discrimination going on down there. By the way, Professor, you should meet me and Kate in Disney World. That's what you should do.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, you say that like I don't think you're gonna.
No, Disney World sounds fun. We've never been there.
First, I gotta cut a check to Nora's Patreon so she can get Netflix.
Oh, that's right.
Get on there and do that. Daddy Warpig, they're asking about. He is. I don't know. He said he was stuck in traffic somewhere. This was a while ago. He said he might make it, and I just now got a DM from Ralph, or at least I'm just now seeing it, that he's just busy trying to fix his site, so he's probably not going to make it on this week, but maybe next week.
Oh, it's too
By
bad.
the way, if you guys go to Disney World, you guys need to go with me.
All right, man, come on down.
I have what's called a silver pass.
What?
Yeah.
How'd you get that? You're in Canada.
I'm French. My dad was general manager of the one in France.
Oh.
Ralph, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Christian, but Ralph
Seriously?
just said next week he will be on for the entire show.
Oh, good. Come on, Ralph. How come you don't get on now?
You don't have a phone, Nora? You don't have a phone or Netflix?
She doesn't.
What? Oh my God! All right. What are you? So are you Amish? Do they have Amish in London? Now I'm annoyed about Netflix. She says. If you can call us old, we can make fun of you for not having any technology in the house.
Crazy.
I think Kate's gonna bounce, so it's gonna be Christian and Professor and me for a few minutes here.
Okay. Good night, guys.
Take that horrible sound. You sound like a broken drive-through at McDonald's.
Shut up.
All right. Good night.
Crazy.
Yep.
So Christian, tell me more about the Silver Pass. How'd you get that?
So my dad was one of the general manager at Disney in France. So when he left, I kind of took the silver pass. So because my middle name is his first name, and obviously we've got the last name. Whenever I go there, I show my silver pass, and usually it's like, oh yeah, no problem, and then they swipe it, and they realize it's not working, And all I know is I'm upper management. So usually they turn really pale and they look at me like, "Don't worry, we're gonna make it happen."
Oh,
So
that's
nice.
fantastic. So, all right, you meet us down here then.
So I can pretty much go there with 3 people, and they give me what they call a Disney ambassador, so someone taking you in front of the lines and stuff like that. So there's
sweet.
lots of good perks about it.
This will be our 3rd time down there. I'll tell you what, the first trip down there, see, I never was a real big coaster guy with the roller coasters. I never really liked them that much. And but she, Kate's all about them, so we went to Universal, I think, Universal Studios, and I don't know if anyone has ever been there, but we walk in the park, and the first thing you see is that stupid the Hulk roller coaster.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm looking at that thing, and she's like, "Well, we should get in line for that now." And I'm thinking, maybe never. Maybe we should never get in line for that. I don't want anything to do with that thing. It shoots you up almost straight at, I think, 60. It goes from like 0 to 60 in like seconds, right? Boom, you're out.
Yeah.
And out of the tunnel. I'm watching that thing go around, and I'm thinking, I don't want any part of this. But I'm also like, I don't want to be a pussy either, because if she wants to get on there, what am I going to say? I don't want to get on there. So finally, I do. I get in line for the thing, and the whole time we're in line, I can just hear that thing roaring out of the tunnel, and I'm like, oh God, why am I doing this? But because I wanted to keep my man card, I had to shut my mouth and allow it to.
That's right. Can't lose a man card.
I actually wound up liking it. It was fun.
You should Google the Tower of Doom or the Tower Inferno. There's one of the attractions at Disney that's something like that, the Tower of something, and they've got it in California, in Florida, and in France, and a few people died a couple of days after taking that ride.
What?
Yeah, the Tower of Terror, I think that's
Heart
what I'm
attack?
talking about. No, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. It's usually...
Yeah, that thing's awesome. I love that thing.
They're thinking that some people got...
Fantastic.
There's a few fatalities from that ride.
Now, I think you might be thinking about the Mission to Mars. There was a few fatalities on the Mission to Mars ride that people would get off. They had, like, heart conditions, though. It always turned out that they had heart conditions.
I'm trying to find on Wikipedia if they're talking about it. Ah, crazy. But
no one wants to know how me and Kate met, so I'll just tell you, we used to work together. That's, we both put
Did you meet in prison?
Yeah, we met in prison. We worked in a restaurant together. We both worked in restaurants through college, bartending and waiting tables.
I like the in prison better.
I should have said that. Why didn't I say that?
Jailmates.com. Crazy.
Jailmates.com. Farmersonly.com. We met on Farmers Only.
Crazy.
Hey, we still got a fair number of people, so let me just say this one more time since we have this many people. Sign up for the newsletter on my profile. Email me, baconbits6000@gmail.com. The website is coming soon, thanks to Christian.
Yeah.
There was no water
Yeah.
fountain, Nora. I said it was a bar. There's no water fountains in bars. It was a restaurant. It was called Pizzeria Uno's was the name of it.
Wow, product placements.
Yeah, you can go in there now. That's where I developed my my hatred for people.
Bacon seduced her by the water fountain.
Yeah. We both worked at a Chinese restaurant. Ooh, is that where you met your wife, Professor?
No, we were both freshmen together in the same dorm.
Actually, I just gave you an opening to say the discrimination.
Oh, right, in prison. We met in prison.
No, I said Chinese. The guy said we met at a Chinese restaurant. I said, is that where you met?
Oh, yeah, that's discrimination.
Ruckus, I had Uno's one. Yeah, you know what? I don't know how far I went to the original Pizzeria Uno's in Chicago because I used to have partial season tickets to the Chicago Bears. And so I would fly out twice a year and see 2 Bears games at Soldier Field. And I went to the original Uno's there, and it was pretty damn good. Honestly, the food there is pretty decent. I was my wife's instructor in college. Is that you,
Wait
Christian?
a minute. Is that ethical?
Oh, my God. All kinds of ethics breaches here.
Oh, man.
Did your wife get A's, or what's going on?
Yeah. I hope she didn't get A's.
She also was my TA at some point.
We're just teasing you, Christian.
I was probably the most sarcastic, obnoxious bartender in the history of the restaurant business. I had very little patience for people.
Crazy.
I'll tell you what, man. I could write a book on the stories I had from that business. The crazy
should.
bastards I met. I've actually thought about it a couple of times, but as the professor knows, I actually once sent the professor a piece of a story that I wrote.
It was
And
good.
what-
I like that. That should turn into a movie.
Well, what I didn't tell you is that I have a history of, over the years, I'm a great starter. I have great ideas. I'm not a great finisher. And over the years, I have probably started 24. I've actually had novel length things that I just threw away for lack of wanting to go back and edit them or something like that, just laziness. I start a lot of stuff. I like to write anyway, so I always have. And I've had a lot of false starts where I just start these things, and I get 50, 60 pages in, and then I just stop. So I don't know why I do it.
Yeah,
I don't know,
story,
Professor.
though,
I don't
you
even
should
know if I
continue
trust
that.
you, because I think you're too nice to tell me if it sucks. That's why I didn't go back to that one.
No, that one was good. That one was interesting.
But you're too nice. I think, would you honestly, if it sucked, would you have honestly said that it sucked?
Yeah, I would have said it sucked.
You would have.
But
You would have
it's
given it a D.
Yeah, I would have given it a D. But it wasn't.
All right.
It was interesting.
Can you give D anymore in college?
What's that? Oh, that's right.
Professor's not.
He's in
Rate inflation. I do. But I can't talk about it.
Yeah, Nora's with me. She likes to write and then she stops. I do it all the time. I've done it so many times. I've got a folder
I think we all do
somewhere.
that.
I've got like a Dropbox folder with probably 15 stories I never even bothered to go back to.
Wait, look at this. Nell, she got off, but she's still on the chat. That's messed up.
That's typical Nels.
Wait, is she? Oh, no, I have my chat, scrolled up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Christian's in Canada. Professor's not. He's in New Mexico, right?
New Mexico. It's not in Mexico. It's actually a state in the United States. Some people think when you say New Mexico, you're from Mexico.
Did Warpig watch that movie with you?
No, he didn't. I'm not sure
Oh,
why.
he didn't. That's too bad. I kind of would have. Damn it! I should have joined in.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I just didn't know.
The only problem is I had to take off because it was Obama's State of the Union address was on, 1 hour into the movie.
Oh, so you had to get up and make sure your TV was off and muted?
No, I actually watched it.
Yeah, if I see that on by accident, I just throw the TV out the window. Get a new TV the next day. See, now I want to watch this Electric Boogaloo. Canon Films, everyone knows Canon Films. Even if you don't think you know Canon Films, you do. They did a lot of the Chuck Norris stuff in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Over
think,
the top.
Over the Top, yeah, they did Over the Top. They had some great action movies. They were actually a pretty popular movie house for quite a while. A lot of their stuff did better on video, I think, than it did, in the theaters. Like Invasion USA, I think, was theirs, for example, which is good stuff. I mean, yeah, I love to go back and watch those old Chuck Norris movies. I think, damn it, I want to see that movie now. Christian, it's killing me. I might actually have to
Torrent it.
I might have to torrent it. Yeah, I just downloaded a VPN yesterday, just in case I wanted to torrent something like that.
Or you can watch it on Popcorn Time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, you're better at this stuff than me. I'll get arrested. I have that kind of luck. My luck is that bad. I'll watch one stupid video and the FBI will be here tomorrow with a bill for $30,000. My luck is the worst. I don't know about you, Professor, but I don't like to tempt that. Yeah, I see the stories every now and then, like that one lady who got like a bill for she downloaded like 3 songs or something, and she gets sued for $50,000 or something. That stuff scares me.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it was like one of the earlier lawsuits, and I think it was even her. I think it was her grandson or something in her house.
Yeah, she was. I remember that was someone in New York she was doing 2 jobs, one as a maid, so
Right.
her grandkid could go to like a better school.
Right.
And they try to sue her for like 25 grand or something ridiculous.
Yeah, something absurd like that.
Yeah, wow.
And she had to go through several. I think it eventually got reduced or even tossed, but the legal bills were killing her, and the whole thing was just brutal. And my luck is so bad that I know if I do it a couple of times, I'll get nailed.
Yeah, I know. Downloading those movies.
Yeah, I just plus I don't. A part of me also believes that, for example, like say when Creed came out or something like that, I feel like going to see that movie and buying the ticket is like a vote for more movies like that.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
So that's why I don't typically do it, because I like those movies to succeed, and I like to contribute to their success to make sure that I get more movies that I like. And if you just download them, then it's not really going to accomplish that.
Yeah, but I understand why like students do it, or people on limited budgets.
For one thing, they keep raising the freaking price.
I know, it's insane.
And the movie keeps getting shittier.
Yeah, I mean, you take a couple of people to the movies now, and you throw in a bucket of popcorn, and for Christ's sake, you got to bring a credit card.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, I mean, what's the last? You saw Star Wars, right, Prof?
Yeah.
So you paid what in New Mexico for that?
No, I didn't pay anything because work for Christmas they gave us movie cards as gifts. So. But
if you so if you go to the movies though, what's it usually run?
I think my wife and I usually go during matinee, so it's only like $8.
Oh, okay, really? $8?
Real talk. Movie in 3D right now is $17.
Yeah. Oh, no, Nora. Nora's leaving. Good night, Nora. Everyone say good night to Nora.
Oh, no. Nora's leaving?
Nora, tweet us the link to your Patreon so we can get you some Netflix before you go. All right. What did you say, Christian? 3D?
Like, a movie in 3D is $17.
Yeah, that's about that here.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's more expensive in New York anyway. The professor's got it easy down there, I imagine.
I saw it in 3D, Star Wars. But yeah, usually it would be $8. We had to pay.
Yeah, family of 4 popcorn and sodas. Women's Truth says about $80.
Yep.
Yep, that's about right.
You know, there's especially for family with young kids.
Go die, bacon, Jesus.
It's they should do. I remember when the Veronica Mars movie came out. It came out simultaneously in theaters and on video on demand.
Right.
Wait, what is this?
Veronica Mars movie.
You watched it, Christian?
It's a great show. I even kickstarted the movie.
Okay, hold on. I'm revoking your man card.
Wait a minute. I went to see that movie.
But, you know, if you're a group of 4 or 5, it's $20 to get it at home and watch it on big TV, or it's $100 to go in the movie theater and watch it.
Yeah, I know. I understand. Well, the thing is, too, the movies on demand, I don't mind doing that, but they're usually, you know, a year after, like, you won't see Star Wars on demand for a year, if that.
You'll never see Star Wars on demand.
Or never, right? So sometimes you kind of have to go. Like that brings me back to the PSN thing, where they do have some fairly new movies like Mad Max, but I refuse to rent one through the PlayStation Network for like $6. I don't understand. I don't understand their pricing policy on those.
Especially the Blu-ray, you can get it for $10 right now.
Yeah, I just don't get the pricing, and I'll never buy one to own on the PSN because the hard drive is always fucking full.
Well, not only that, but what happened? Like everything. Let's talk about legal stuff and lies and misconception. No one can buy anything on iTunes or on PSN. You're pretty much buying a license to rent for life, but it's not something you can, like a DVD or a physical book that you can give to your children once you die. You cannot give your account to someone when you die.
Yes, exactly. And that's true, because the thing is that a lot of the times, like with Blu-rays, I actually have a fair amount of Blu-rays. I probably have 100 or so Blu-rays. Nothing compared to what I used to have on DVD. But I will buy, like, I'll buy a movie that I wanted to see, and then I'll let my brother watch it, and he'll do the same. And so we pass them around a little bit, which is something you can't do with the digital formats. I'm not a big fan of the digital format for the movies. I really like to own it, have it, be able to let people borrow it, you know.
I've got about 1,600 TVs and movies on DVD, Blu-ray. So yeah.
Well, we used to around here when the video stores were still around, and it really, it's not that long ago. There was like Hollywood Video, which is around here what Blockbuster used to be. Hollywood Video bought them, and we had some around here until recently, actually. But they would have Blu-rays, like they would have used Blu-rays for like 3 for $25, and so we used to buy them. I used to buy them all the time.
I was living super close. Across the street there was a Blockbuster. There's so many times where buy 4 movie for $20.
Yeah, so that's how we get. My basement now. I have to have. I don't know, 2,000 DVDs down there. I just have to. I don't know what to do with them. I mean, we never watch them anymore, and there's nobody to put them. It's not like you're gonna put them in your living room or something. I tried to sell them once, but oddly enough, nobody wants to spend. Nobody wants to buy 2,000 old DVDs.
I do.
You do? All right. You know what I'll do is I put them on Craigslist to trade one time, and I got these like stupid offers. Like somebody offered me a bike with no wheels for them.
In Canada, you can get breast milk on Craigslist.
I know. What the hell's up with that? That's a weird.
It's not only the product is weird, but you really want to buy breast milk from someone on Craigslist.
No, not from anyone, for any reason.
I don't understand.
Poor professor. He's getting fired. It's funny. I felt like Kate when I was getting dogpiled. I look at my Twitter. I could put it down for a while. I was playing games. I look back up at it, and I had like 53 notifications, and I'm like, you fuckers. I'm not answering all these. There's no way I'm answering all these. Now I know how she gets that all the time because she's got. You probably do too, Professor, because you have 10,000 followers. I'm stuck at a measly 1,000 or 1,029. I at one point Friday I was up to 1,035, but that was those jerks they were following me to make it easier for them to pile on. But yeah, I'm not used to getting that many notifications. It's a little annoying. Plus, I get the email, so I get like 50 emails.
Yeah, that's why I switched to TweetDeck.
Oh, I turned the email notification on a long time ago.
Yeah, I have to do that. I gotta go through that. I have like 3,000 unread emails, and the reason is they're all from 2 years of Twitter, and I never look at them. So there are Facebook groups for women who get together and breastfeed each other's kids. What the hell's the point of that?
That's sick.
Is there a reason for that? I don't understand the reason for that.
Well, it's the same. People who are super into breastfeeding, like, I mean, people who want to breastfeed their kids till they're like 5 or 6, it's the same people who are anti-vaxxer. Because supposedly there's so much in the breast milk that's only working for the first 6 months to a year.
Oh, the anti-vaxxers. That was killing me on New Year's Eve when Jenny McCarthy was giving everyone a lecture about being responsible on New Year's Eve. I'm like, so it was one of my most liked tweets. I was like, what? Yeah, great, a responsibility lecture from the chick who won't vaccinate her kids. This is what I needed. TweetDeck is Twitter. I never use TweetDeck. I don't know what it is. I mean, I've heard of it. I've never used it.
Well, if you do Twitter on the web, you need TweetDeck, and if you have a lot of followers, you especially need TweetDeck. You can set up different columns for the people that you really want to listen to. Otherwise, like you said, it gets unmanageable because you have 1,000 followers and.
Oh, see, I just go to a list. I have people on a list that I like, must reads or something, and I go through.
Okay.
Have you tried Hootsuite?
Yeah, I've used Hootsuite as well. I just like TweetDeck because it's free. Don't you have to pay for the good features on Hootsuite?
Professor, what do you got coming up? Oh, you got to pay for Hootsuite?
I think they have a free version, but
they've got a free version, but you're limited to the number of streams.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Professor, what's coming up next in your next column for the Bacon Bits newsletter?
I thought I'd review Star Wars and talk about why I really like the female lead.
Okay.
Everyone doesn't like. Well, according to Twitter, people don't like her. I thought I'd defend her.
Do you have a follow-up to your PC?
Oh, right. I have to do the follow-up to the PC as well. I'll do that as well.
Cool.
Can I do 2 articles?
Yeah, you can do as many as you want.
Make Christian do an article on the VR stuff.
Christian could do an article. I'll probably. I don't know if anyone took my recommendation and watched that show that was in the newsletter, F is for Family, but if anyone does or has seen it, I would like to hear your thoughts.
I actually watched it before you put in the newsletter.
Oh, you did? You got some nerve being ahead of me.
I love that show.
It's a great.
I was just surprised it was only 6 episodes.
Yeah, it's a little short. That's what I said in the newsletter. I felt like it should have been 10 episodes. It was pretty funny. Now, did you ever see that guy's stand-up? Because he's hilarious.
No, not at all.
It's on Netflix, or at least it is here. Look it up.
Yeah, it's got a couple of things on it.
Yeah, he's really funny. He's well worth watching.
But
Professor won't watch it. He doesn't watch too many.
I love the intro sequence of that show.
It's hard to get Professor to watch something. It takes weeks. He's busy answering emails. All right. Well, I guess we're probably running out of steam here. We've been on almost 2 hours, a little longer than I expected.
Oh, really? Wow.
Oh, you did watch Vietnam in HD. Good Women's Truth. Did you like it? I thought that was a fantastic. Now it's off the 14th. I think it's off. So I don't know if. But yeah, that's a good one. All right. So listen, keep an eye out. Professor and Kate and I are going to Twitch stream. I'm hoping Friday. Friday night. Are you busy Friday night, Professor?
Yeah, I can do it. King said he'd play too. Ruckus.
Okay. Oh, awesome. All right. So Ruckus will play, and maybe I'll ask Christian. I'm not really sure how to link up the Twitch and the YouTube thing so that it gets saved, but I'll figure that out. So Friday night we're gonna Twitch Gauntlet. Ruckus, Professor, me, Christian if he wants to, Kate and Elegant. Cool. And we'll Twitch that. So keep an eye out for that. I'll have to figure out. I don't think I have a link for my Twitch.
Is this on the PS4?
Yes.
Okay.
So
we should be able to Twitch directly, right?
Yeah, I think so. And I think it can go right to the YouTube because I do want to have some gameplay videos up here on this channel aside from just the stream. So
don't forget to click the button to monetize them.
I did. So far, I mean, we have. I was looking at the stats the other day. It's pretty funny. There's over like 11,000 minutes of people listening to this show, to Bacon Bits, and the viewers are all over the place. It depends on the show. I don't know why, but it's all over the place. But I've so far made 41 cents.
See, I'm so pissed because I had a video that last year that had 100,000 views, and I forgot to click monetize.
Oh, that's a kick in the balls.
Well, I didn't even know it was getting 100,000 views, but yeah, I looked at it and I was so pissed. But yeah, I turned it on.
Blocked from streaming. I don't know if that one would be blocked from streaming, would it?
I don't think so. I have a lot of videos, game videos that are up.
Well, I'm going to do more of that. I'm going to try and do more of that.
The one thing you might want to do if you're streaming, especially games right now, you want to turn off the music.
Turn off the music?
Turn off the music because every copyright strike and every bullshit like that is coming from the music track.
Oh, right. That's what people were pissed about YouTube gaming for, right? Oh, okay. It was auto-blocking a lot of those games. Yeah, that's right.
Got it. Good point.
That's funny. We streamed Bloodborne quite a while, right, Professor? We never had any issues.
Yeah, but Bloodborne's got some original music. It's more usually music that use, like Saints Row 4 when they're playing, What Is Love, or when they're playing Bismarcky. For those 3 seconds where you hear that copyrighted song, that's when they nail the whole video for it.
Okay.
Huh.
And same thing with Star Wars Battlefront, where EA themselves said, hey, guys, turn off the music because you're going to get hit.
Okay.
Well, I'll have to remember to do that, but anyway, all right, so we're all gonna Twitch stream Gauntlet on Friday, so keep an eye out for that. I'll tweet the link out, and Tuesday, for those of you who want to watch the movie, feel free to invite me to Gauntlet. Yeah, okay, Termos, I will. I don't know how many players can. I don't know how many that. I think it handles like 5, but I'm not sure. So, we'll invite everyone we can until the thing's filled up, and then we'll Twitch stream that. And then Tuesday we'll watch that movie. Whoever wants to do that, I don't know.
One day we should play Quiplash.
What is that?
You don't know Quiplash? It's kind of like, it's ridiculous. It's pretty much like a quiz show, but they ask you weird answers, and everyone can type them, and then people's answer are judged compared to the answer from someone else.
And that's fun.
And up to like 10,000 people can watch it and vote.
Is that on PS4 or what is that on?
It's on PS4, Xbox, PC, and everything. And actually, you know what? I think only one person. I've got Quiplash. I think if I give you a room number, you can just play it on your phone. Like play the game. Like you need a phone or a device to input the stuff.
Okay.
Well, I think we all have consoles here anyway, so yeah. We can do it. All right, well, we can do that too. We'll definitely do that. We'll do Gauntlet Friday, and then we'll all talk about a day for that, and we'll get other people involved in that, and then I think Tuesday, whoever wants to do movie night with us can join in. I'll leave it to Women's Truth to tweet that link out because I'm not really sure how that thing works, and I'll get the extension for that, and we'll get that done. Look out for Professor's Bacon Bits newsletter coming out. I don't know, Professor, this week.
Sure. I can get something tomorrow.
I don't know how often I want to do these things. Maybe every couple weeks or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't want to
next
kill.
week.
I don't know how often people want them. I mean, weekly might be good, but I don't want to piss people off by bombing them with like every other day or something. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to shorten them up. It looks like.
Strategy-wise, if you want to do something really cool, you can have articles weekly on your websites, and then you use the thing that's giving you traffic and traction. You put those ones on the newsletter every couple of weeks. Or you could do the opposite and put forward the articles that did not get any attention because maybe the timing of the post was when people didn't see because better things was around.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll work on that, and we're gonna get that. We're gonna get the URL tomorrow, so we'll have hopefully the Bacon Bits website will be up in a day or two.
Cool.
So we have all that to look forward to, and now I don't have to do too much more e-begging because of Christian.
Woo!
Although Christian, I may look into trying to find a way to get some ads on there, on that website, the way Ralph does.
Just open a Google AdSense account.
I have one. I've tried to integrate that into WordPress before and failed, so I might need your help with it.
It's super easy, and you've got about I think 20 different spots to have ads on the site. So yeah.
All right, great. That's all. We'll get. I need more guest columns. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for listening. It's been a good time. We will see you all next week.
Have a good one, everyone.
8 o'clock. Don't forget, we have Ralph the entire show next week.
All right.
And Warpig should be back, so it'll be Warpig, Professor, me, K-Nels, and Ralph. And where Ralph goes, Nora usually goes, so we've probably got a full slate of guests next week. So thank you for listening. We'll see you all next week.